Art. The definition of art is the application of human creative skill and imagination. There are many forms of art, and we all see it and create it differently, and I think that's what makes it beautiful. But I find that when somebody is just starting out, they always tend to compare their work to somebody else's, and mainly to people who have been doing it a long time and have had years to cultivate their skill. And they get discouraged, like thinking that they'll never be that good. And I know most of us are just afraid of failure and trying new things, afraid of just looking stupid. Like, I know because I'm definitely one of those people. And like, I always have people tell me, like, I'm not kidding, I always hear this, well, it just runs in your family. You're just naturally talented. I could never be that good. But I've had to work to get the skills that I have. And you won't get good by doing nothing. So don't quit. If you want to get good, practice, 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 okay? Try to draw something every day, even if it's something small and you don't even like it. I read this saying somewhere that said, don't get discouraged, especially when it comes to drawing, because no matter how it looks, it's still a drawing at the end of the day. And I liked that. Like, you took the time to create something. Look at your drawing and say, hey, I made this. You might not even like it, but it's still your art. It's something that you created with your hands. And the more you do it, the easier it'll become, and you'll improve over time. Get out of your comfort zone and try different things. There are so many different types of paints, pencils, pens, pastels. I mean, hey, try crayons. It doesn't have to be complex. Some of my favorite things to draw are just doodles that don't even make sense sometimes. Art is just a way of expression. It's an outlet. So just have fun with it and don't put too much pressure on yourself, because not every drawing is going to be perfect. You're going to mess up, and that's okay. Just try again and see where you can improve. And keep all of your drawings, the good ones and the bad ones, so you can look back and see how much you've improved. And study basic anatomy and shapes. I promise it will help you with proportions and knowing how to shade stuff. And just take a look at your surroundings and study them. Look at the shadows and creases and folds in clothing, the lines and structures of basic things. Like, a cup isn't just a few straight lines. It has curves and bends. And once you start to notice these things, you'll start to be able to apply them to your drawings and make them even better. And don't be afraid of color, because if you look around, you won't find something that's just one color, because shadows and lighting play a lot into that and can even set the mood for a painting. So try out different colors. Be creative with it. It doesn't have to be exactly the color it is like in nature, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you can paint a whole mountain scene with shades of blue if you want, because it's your painting and you can do what you want with it. So I started this sketchbook back in 2016 when I really started to get into art. I used a cheap watercolor set that I was given, and I mainly used that throughout this book. And it was my first time using watercolors, and I can look through this book and just see how much I've improved with just figuring out how the paints even worked. And I started trying markers and pens throughout it until I found what I liked the best. It was just so relaxing for me and a huge like stress reliever. I enjoyed just getting lost in a drawing or a painting and only focusing on it and kind of forgetting what was going on around me. I wouldn't say I have a certain style, especially at this time, but I figured out that I loved doing portraits and trying to make them as realistic as possible. It was such a challenge, and I loved seeing how detailed I could get it. And I think that's where I really fell in love with painting, finding out what I enjoyed doing and just had fun with it. And that's why I encourage you all to try new things, because you never know what your passion might be. Art absolutely amazes me. I can appreciate almost like every type and like variety or whatever there is, like whether it be a simple cartoon or something hyper realistic or just graffiti on the side of a wall. Like, seeing the things that people can create is is amazing and inspiring to me. Being able to bring to life what you see in your mind and put it on paper or a canvas is just so dope. We all have our own unique style, and if you don't know where yours is, just find something you like and try it. You never know, that could be your passion. And comparison is the thief of joy, so don't get discouraged. Get inspired when you see somebody good. And if you don't know where to start, buy a sketchbook and a pencil. It doesn't have to be professional supplies. I just truly believe that there's an artist in all of us. The definition of an artist is a person who practices any of the various creative arts, such as a sculptor, a novelist, a poet, or a filmmaker, or a person who produces paintings or drawings as a profession or a hobby. So I just want to encourage you guys to just try it and not to be afraid of failing or not being good enough or whatever. Just try it. Like, you could love it and just not know it. You can go small, go big. I mean, be creative. I mean, if you want to draw chicken nuggets, draw chicken nuggets. Just use your imagination and have fun with it.